Every time I finished my work, it changed. Small edits, big changes, different directions. And somehow, it was still my responsibility. So I stopped guessing and started tracking every edit. At first, it seemed normal. Feedback is part of the process. A few tweaks here, a couple adjustments there. No problem. But then it kept happening. Same task, multiple revisions, and the changes didn't always align. One version would be approved. Then later, it would be changed again. The hardest part wasn't the edits. It was the inconsistency. What was correct one day was wrong the next. Without explanation, I asked, "Is there a final version or standard we're working toward?" The response, "Just keep adjusting based on feedback," which sounded simple, but wasn't helpful. Each revision took time, and every change created more work, rechecking details, updating formatting, adjusting structure, but there was no clear endpoint. One day, I received feedback on something I had already changed. A previous version was being referenced, not the current one. That's when I realized no one was tracking the changes. I didn't argue. I didn't push back. I started documenting for every revision I logged what was changed, who requested the change, when it was updated, why the change was made. Simple, organized, clear. After the next round of edits, I sent a message. "Here's a summary of all revisions and updates made based on feedback. Everything listed, step by step." The reply was immediate. This is helpful, because for the first time, the process was visible. After a few rounds, something became obvious. Some changes contradicted earlier feedback, some editors reversed previous decisions, and some requests were based on outdated versions. During a review, I was told, "We need to change this section again." I paused, then replied, "This section was updated in the last revision based on earlier feedback. Would you like to revert to the previous version or adjust from the current one?" Silence. Because now, it wasn't just a change. It was a decision between versions. After that moment, feedback became more precise. Fewer contradictory edits. Clearer direction on revisions, not because I worked differently, because the edits were tracked. My manager later said, "You've been very detailed with revisions." I replied, "Just keeping everything aligned. When changes aren't tracked, confusion builds. But when every edit is visible, decisions have to be consistent." My work kept getting changed, so I tracked every edit. And once everything was documented, the changes finally made sense. Enjoy these stories. Subscribe to Desk Job Jazutis for more videos.